Hello, this is Lisa Broyles with Way to Health MD, and this is my second video in my vaccine series. This is part one of vaccine safety concerns, thimerosal. First of all, I wanted to say that as a mother, as an MD in family medicine, and as a functional medicine provider, I do believe that vaccines can be life-saving. I have given all the recommended vaccines to my own children, albeit in a delayed fashion, which I will explain later in this video. I also have given vaccines both in the recommended routine schedule as well as delayed schedule to countless children over the years in my practice as patients and to adults. And thus far, I have had no negative side effects from giving vaccines to children other than an occasional febrile seizure, which I will also discuss in further videos. And I have had a couple of patients who received the COVID vaccine that did have some issues, which we will again discuss at a later date. So this video is addressing thimerosal. Thimerosal is a preservative that was placed in certain vaccines such as hepatitis B, Hib, which is Haemophilus Influenzae, and polio back in the late 1990s, and it was a preservative made out of ethylmercury. So the problem with thimerosal is just that. It contains ethylmercury, and no amount of mercury is safe for the brain, the liver, the kidneys. We know that mercury is a potent neurotoxin, so obviously we don't want it in our vaccines. Now, studies do show that there's no long-lasting or any kind of neurodegenerative disorders that can be linked to the children that did receive the thimerosal containing vaccines. I imagine I'm one of those, as they were vaccines from the 1980s. So by 2001, the FDA had removed all thimerosal remaining containing vaccines except for one. So one vaccine still exists that does have thimerosal in it, and that is the inactivated flu vaccine if it's in a multi-use vial. So when I was in family medicine, I always requested that my practice carry the Thimerosal-free or preservative-free version of the flu vaccine. It is more expensive for the practice as you can't use it in a multi-use vial, but you can get single-use vials of the killed flu vaccine or inactivated flu vaccine that do not contain thimerosal. Okay, so all other vaccines do not contain it. Multiple vaccines such as MMR and rubella that have been so controversial have never contained thimerosal. So my stance on thimerosal is that it's a non-issue now. It's only in inactivated flu if you're using a multi-use vial, and you can request that you be given a preservative-free or thimerosal-free version of the inactivated flu vaccine. All other vaccines at this point in time and since 2001 no longer contain thimerosal, which was a derivative of mercury, which was a neurotoxin at higher doses. Like if a child actually broke a mercury-containing thermometer and ingested the mercury, we do see neurotoxicity with that. But we have not ever seen it in our studies proving that the level of mercury that was given as part of the thimerosal preservative was enough to cause any kind of neurodegeneration. So there's multiple studies on that I have included in my link on the studies. You're welcome to look at that further if you want to. And the next part two will be talking about autism and other autoimmune disease links with vaccines. Thank you.